Okay, so Rob Lost Heart to Kate has some more feedback or reflections. In the beginning of the end, in the episode, Hurley was one of the Oceanic Six and thought that he was insane because he was confronted by the then dead Charlie. And this reminded Rob of one of his all-time favorite dance music tracks, Insanity, by the act Oceanic. So check this out, you guys. This is actually news to me. I didn't have as much time to prepare for the podcast as I normally do, but Rob, it's okay. Rob in the chat is saying he forgot one of his mirror moments. Go ahead and email it to me and I'll add it at the end. I posted in the chat the video for the song, but what a great mirror moment. I mean, it's a song called Insanity, and the name of the band is Oceanic. So that's very good. It's a very cool mirror moment that you would correlate those things together, that, you know, Hurley thinks he's crazy, and then there's a song called Insanity by Oceanic. Okay, in Confirmed Dead, scenes of Star Wars were also filmed in Tunisia, and the unexpected discovery of the bones of a polar bear in a Tunisian desert also reminds Rob of the unexpected discovery of World War II planes in the desert in Close Encounters of the Third Kind. And now, I haven't seen Close Encounters in a while, and I think Rob might have some kind of clip that we can add to our extras after the podcast, but we shall definitely share that information with everybody. And let me just check my email, because Rob said he has that additional item for his mirror moments. So let me go check that out. Rob, I don't have a new email from you. Try sending it again. Okay, well, while I'm waiting for that from Rob, his additional mirror moment, I still have some more to read. If we don't get it in time, Rob, we can always do it on the next podcast, which is still going to be a very heavily Faraday themed podcast, as many of mine tend to be. But since The Constant is such a Faraday episode and a Desmond episode, you know, whatever we don't cover on this time will definitely be covered on that one. So let me go back to this and what Rob was saying about what we're calling flashbacks. Now, Rob contributed some mirror moments to last week's podcast, and Rob, you can email that to me. Otherwise, I'll do it in the next podcast, because we're moving along. On the last podcast with Ms. Wright, Rob sent in some mirror moments, and they were different episodes, but, you know, Rob really had some mirror moments that, let's just say, how do I put this diplomatically? He works really hard on his mirror moments, and there was a couple that he had where people were struggling with the pronunciation of things. And so I just wanted to, because Rob is always so loyal in sending in his mirror moments, I just wanted to reread a couple of these, just because maybe people didn't quite understand what was being said in the mirror moments, because things weren't pronounced a certain way, and because I'm a major Anglophile and I talk to Rob every day and I know where he's coming from on things. I hope you all don't mind, but I'm going to reread a couple of his, and we've made this called Flashbacks because now in Lost, of course, we have flashbacks. So as a mirror moment and a flashback to greatest hits, number 5. The first time Rob heard himself on the radio is a mirror moment to the first time Charlie first heard himself on the radio. And Rob says it reminded him of the first time he heard himself on the radio. It was in the first half of 1984 on a recording of a chat show made for Radio Trent in Nottingham. And number 4, Dad teaching me to swim at Butlins reminded Rob that the very first Butlins holiday camp was opened in Skegness, in Rob's home county of Lincolnshire. And talk from Liam and Charlie regarding the ring reminded Rob of the One Ring in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. And Dominic Monaghan, who played the role of Charlie, also played the role of Meriadoc Mary Brandybuck in those 3 films. And also, I found this really interesting. Charlie and Liam are both brothers in a Mancunian band. And of course, Mancunian is a word for people from Manchester. And of course, Naomi from the Freighter was also Mancunian. And they talked about being Mancunian. But Charlie and Liam are both brothers in a Mancunian band. And Oasis, probably the most successful real-life Mancunian band of all time, also included 2 squabbling brothers, one of whom also is named Liam. And in this episode, Charlie performs a famous Oasis song named Wonderwall. What do you think of all that, Rob Dharma, scientist?
Well, I really like it. I mean, especially going back to the Oasis, I think I recall somewhere on an Official Lots podcast that they said they based Drive Shaft off Oasis. So
really?
Yeah, so it's not too far off base. I remember that somewhere. Maybe someone in the chat will verify me, but I'm pretty sure somewhere that they said that Oasis or Drive Shaft was based off the band Oasis. So,
well, that's what we were wondering, because both Rob and I were talking about this, and it seemed like it had too many coincidences.
Yeah.
The fact that Liam and Squabbling Brothers being Mancunian, so definitely awesome mirror moments. I mean, Rob Lost Heart to Kate, he spends so much time preparing for the podcast. And the reason why he hasn't been a co-host yet is because he is in England, and he has an older computer, and his microphone doesn't work, and so he's going to get a new one in the near future, and hopefully come on and be a co-host. But in the meantime, he really is very passionate about Lost, and he spends a lot of time, many hours, poring over the episodes and working on these mirror moments, which I really appreciate, and I know everybody else does as well, because they are so well thought out and so good, and they come from a British perspective, which is really awesome.
And he has a great name as well.
Yes, he has a great name, Rob's. Rob is such a great name, isn't it? Okay, I got additional information from Rob Lost Heart to Kate about his missing mirror moment. Desmond is a Great Scott, and Great Scott is a well-known catchphrase in Back to the Future. And of course, Back to the Future, I think, Rob Dharma Scientist, weren't you just watching Back to the Future?
Yes, it was.
And so was Rob Lost Heart to Kate.